Hey everybody, welcome back to another fun Clash of Clans video for the round table with Lzuruha. I am Carter64 going solo today because my usual partner Black Dragon is celebrating his wedding anniversary. So congrats to him, and it's a shame because I was going to go over one of his attack settings. He actually is improving quite drastically from, where he was a few months ago, and he's progressing very quickly. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into some of our attacks. Now, this was a very close war, and it's our first war since the Town Hall 12 came out. Now, we have two people on Town Hall 12, Jared and Dizzy. No surprise there, while me and Miss Fortier are still on Town Hall 11. So, first thing, though, we're going to kind of look at how the meta has changed a little bit and where it seems to be going. So, we're going to jump in down to some of the Town Hall 9s. Attacks first. So Black Dragon, we're going to look at Black Dragon and Mega Man for their hits. So we'll look at Black Dragon first and his hit on 13, which is a Town Hall. I think this is a Town Hall, probably 7 or 8. So pretty easy hit actually for him. But I just want to see his tactics have improved, because before he didn't do too well. But honestly, in this situation, as I tell everybody that goes up to the Town Hall 9, you want to become basically a Town Hall 8 killer predominantly, because if we do the war correctly, you shouldn't have to hit another Town Hall 9 depending on how the distribution goes. So I can see he's using his good old Dragon Loon combo here with level 4 dragons, level 6 balloons, which are very strong. Like, this is a great Town Hall 9 hit, so I think Town Hall 9 is going to be sticking around here because the ground troops are not really in the best place right now. So we're kind of just going to go 2 times speed here as it blows over. 4 times speed now, but he's improved a lot, and he's gotten his base up there. So good hit by Andrew there. Now we're going to take a look at Mega Man, who has also improved, but is doing the a similar type of hit in Town Hall 9. So we'll look at his hit on number 10, which is another Town Hall 8, it looks like. They've changed the... I don't think they've changed the designs, but it's been so long since I've seen a Town Hall 8 myself that I probably forget what they look like. So I'm going to start off taking out the two anti-airs that are the strongest, as usual. And he's using a freeze spell. That's interesting. Now, the update did make it so that freeze spells only cost 1 now. So I think they're going to see a lot more play in future wars and things of that nature, because look at what that's able to do. Albeit it's a level 1 freeze, so not too much. But you level that puppy up, you could have a good freeze on Eagle Artillery. You know, he froze the dragon that was there along with the anti-air that was shooting. So definitely a little shift in the meta involving freeze spells, and definitely air reigning supreme for the Town Hall 9. I believe the ground hit is just too weak right now. So now we're going to jump into a little bit higher. Actually, we're going to go to Town Hall 11s, which, keep in mind, used to be their the top thing in the game until this last patch that introduced the Town Hall 12, which is pretty overpowered. So we're going to look at Miss Fortier's hit on number 4 to begin with. Actually, let's go her cleanup for my... I messed up. I don't want to bore you guys with a terrible hit, but I guess we could. We can look into my hit on their number 3, which is the Town Hall 12. Now, I've been farming a lot with miners because they're very good at farming elixir and dark elixir, gold, stuff like that. And it costs no dark elixir to do my farming thing. So I've been doing that to practice my queen walk with miners. So what I was trying to do here was lure out the clan castle up there and then have them go after the Archer Queen, but because of that air sweeper was taking too long, and so it lured out a dragon. So I thought, this is me in my brain, that okay, once that dragon's done, he's gonna come on over and attack the queen, she'll take him out, and then I can launch my miners. So I'm just clearing the pathway that I want to the Eagle Artillery, which is where I was hoping my miners would eventually make it to. So I have the Siege Machine, which I will talk about in the next hit, because I kind of want to go over. What I don't understand is the dragon's attacking my healers, and my queen doesn't seem to give a crap. And so I'm pretty frustrated at this point. So I launched my miners to follow the siege unit and try to get them going through. Now, I blew my warden move already to try to keep the healers alive. And then, of course, he had balloons in his CC too, which balloons don't lure out other balloons. So the balloons proceeded to destroy all of my miners instantaneously. And that was the worst hit I think I've ever done in my history of playing this game, even when I first started. Nothing went the way I wanted it to. I really don't know what the queen was doing. I guess she just didn't mind her healers being killed by a dragon, so wanted to show that as a prerequisite to Miss Fortier cleaning up that exact same base. And I did my second attack with the good old Witch Bowler that I'm used to, and got a 3-star. Don't need to go over that one, but she hit the same base with Witch Bowler, and so we'll show her cleanup of my 0-star right now, and we'll go over the Siege Machine with this one. There are two new units that are going to be really important for wars, and that's the Siege Machine here, and then there's a Siege Balloon, kind of like a Zeppelin. Now this bad boy destroys everything, so wall breakers, eat your heart out. You're no longer necessary. This thing goes in a straight line and bulldozes anything in its way. And then it's carrying troops on top of it. So it has troops, it just bulldozes its way all the way to the Eagle Artillery, then it lets loose whatever it had inside. So she had a golem inside of it. So now that golem is going to be tanking the hits from the clan castle defense while the queen cleans up that. So she's already killed a town hall. Now it's just a matter of how much of the will the remnants clean up. And this is really the hit that I should have done. And I will continue to do so until I kind of figure out how I'm supposed to deal with CC troops if I do the Queen Walk Miners, which I think it's just have the Queen go near the clan castle, and then just the Queen will take care of it. But we'll see where I go from there on that. So, lovely hit by Miss Fortier. Cleaning up my mistake. And getting a very high 2-star on a Town Hall 11. Remember, this is a Town Hall 11 hit and a Town Hall 11. So, back in the day, before the introduction of Town Hall 12s, that would have been one heck of a hit. And it still is, because she's still a Town Hall 11. Now, we'll jump into her next hit, which was the first one she did before she cleaned up mine. But it was on their number 4. Let's take a look. So, this is a Town Hall 10. But a very high-level Town Hall 10. So, she's doing the good old Witch Bowler again. So, she's taking this angle, and there's the Siege Machine going again. As you can see, like, look, those are max walls. I don't think we can get white walls at Town Hall 10. So, it just 2-shots walls. The thing is OP. It's ridiculous. And it has, I believe, if I looked at the patch notes correctly, it has been nerfed a little bit. It used to do even more. So this is their idea of patched. Now, as she told me, during this whole thing, she kind of lost track of where everything was. And I think that if she would have thrown out her poison maybe a tad second earlier, this would have been a 3-star, because I think the dragon and the balloons got a few moments of hitting her units without being under the effect of the poison. But still, very solid hit. And it is the one downside of this kind of an attack is it is kind of a cluster of units that it becomes very difficult to identify what is even happening. And so she didn't want to have to use her queen ability, but she had to. And the queen, see, this base design kind of messed with the queen there. I want to say, it's just unfortunate that that one archer tower, which does do a lot of damage to queens, was out of range twice. She had to break down one wall and then just come and break down another wall. So if she would have been able to just kill that archer tower, I think the rest of her troops would have cleaned up this attack. But a very solid hit and put us in a very good spot for the war. So we'll jump out of that. Now we're going to jump up to the new fun zone, which... Oh, hopefully it'll load up soon. Which is Dizzy on her Town Hall 12. Okay, there we go. Sorry, just has to load up sometimes. So, we're going to take a look at her hit on number 2 first, which is, keep in mind, a Town Hall 11, which, to remind you, and I know I've said this a few times, this used to be the max Town Hall. Now, the walls aren't very high, but that doesn't matter when she's doing a dragon hit. All of this guy's defenses are pretty much max for Town Hall 11. So, now we get to see the Electro Dragons and the Siege Balloon. So, the Siege Balloon, which you see right now, it's like a giant Zeppelin, works the same way as the Siege Machine, except it doesn't blow up any walls, but it goes straight for the center, carrying its cargo, which are max balloons, which you can see are now red to differentiate them. So, the old max balloons, which were level 7, are the black ones, and then level 8s are red. So then now the Electro Dragons just kind of zap everything. And the idea is to go on the edges with a couple of them to create the funnel to go down the center with the vast majority. And they're lightning chains all around, so to nearby structures. So let's launch this pack here as they're gonna maybe get a volley out that hits all of them. So, figuring out exactly the best way to use the Electro Dragons is a large step, because if you have too many clumped up on the same target, their AI is gonna stop. Because as soon as the main target is destroyed, they stop attacking and go to another one. So it's not like you're going to get more benefit if they're all clumped up in one ball, but you do have to have them in a similar location too. So, as you can see, she lost maybe 2 or 3 dragons at most. It just overpowers the base. So the Town Hall 12 basically becomes a Town Hall 11 killer by default. And that's pretty nuts, to be honest. Alright. So final hit we're going to take a look at is her hit on their number 1, which was also a Town Hall 12. So let's take a look. So same strategy. She got 8, okay, so 8 Electro Dragons, 5 Rage, a Freeze, and 1 Heal. So we'll see the funnel get created here. So as you can see, Zappy Boy there just kind of chain lightnings a couple things. Then see, she's spreading the dragons out a tad bit more this time, and they're doing a good job because a couple of them are hitting the different locations, which is great. The Siege Balloon makes it all the way in there. It's gonna blow up, and looks like it releases a Lava Hound and a couple of balloons. So now with this strategy, though, she does not have a poison for the CC troops, so that's okay though. But you can kind of see where the AI of the dragons comes into play again, where these dragons, instead of continuing down this direction, went around the sides here, and that caused a problem. So the Town Hall never got attacked. or else this would have been a really high 2-star on a Town Hall 12. But still, it's a brand new style and will take a little bit to perfect, obviously, but you can kind of just see how even when the hit doesn't go exactly the way you wanted or do what you wanted, you still get high numbers. It's just a matter of involving that Town Hall as part of the casualty list. So very good hit for the first hit against the Town Hall 12. Now, to finish up the war, we're going to take a look at our defenses, as they did come into play drastically. So, let's see. We're going to look at 4 defenses. We'll look at mine against their number 2, Miss Fortier's on their number 2, and Dizzy on their number 1, and then we'll see who else hit Miss Fortier. So we'll start with mine, and we'll see what this guy did. So this guy, okay, so this is a Town Hall 11, just like me, wanting to do Electro Dragons, which is level 2, which is the mid-level, because the max level is 3. I have level 2 Electro Dragons too, so I could try doing Electro Dragon hit at some point. Now this guy's kind of done a hybrid hit with a Siege Machine, so he wants to clear away for his Archer Queen, I guess his heroes, and then drop his dragon, so we'll see how that works. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't expecting this kind of meta change for me to get hit by Electro Dragon, so all my crossbows are set to ground, which did do a pretty good job against the Valkyries that came out of it, but it's not going to help me against the Electro Dragons that come to follow. So, see, he was able to take out my Eagle Artillery before ever having to introduce his Electro Dragon, so that is unfortunate for me. But here they come, and then they ran into some of my anti-air mines, which took out 2 right away, so that was nice. I do appreciate that. So see, and then also this is the introduction of the freeze. Now my Inferno Towers are set to single, because of the meta changes, and so that definitely would have helped, but the freezes are now only 1 potion cost, so he's able to have 2 freezes for my Lava Towers, my Inferno Towers, sorry. Now, if my crossbows were all attacking at the same time here, I think I might have held to possibly 1 star, but I don't know. It's really iffy on that. I doubt it, but he probably wouldn't have gotten as much as he did. So I will be changing my crossbows up to reflect that new change in the meta. Because you can see just how strong those Electro Dragons are. They hit this building right here, which chained to the 4 over here, and it blew up my anti-air that I was counting on to kill the Electro Dragons. So, well, they don't really get much more than that done, but you can kind of see how strong even level 2 Electro Dragons are. So now, let's see. I want to see who else attacked Miss Fortier. Their number 1 attacked Miss Fortier, and that actually was a 1-star. So let's take a look at her stuff defense on their number 1, who decided to go all ground for this hit. So this person deciding not to do Electro Dragons. I don't think they had theirs leveled up. So let's see how this goes. This is the good old giant wizard golem witch Valkyrie hit, which kind of a hodgepodge of a lot of units, but fair enough. So you see that Siege Machine is still just cruising along. And is it going to hit the Eagle Artillery? No, it doesn't hit the Eagle Artillery. So that's at least good news for her defense. You can see just kind of how ridiculous it is. These are max level Town Hall 11 walls, and it just went through them like they were paper. But luckily, this person's units did not go anywhere near the town hall because of Miss Fortier's good base design. So that town hall remains unscathed. And the biggest problem with this guy's style of hit is that he gets devastated by the CC troops later because he chooses to do the move away from it, which is what happened to me because I decided, hey, I want to go take out that Eagle artillery first. Never did. And then the CC troops came along and finished it off. So same kind of concept here. Has a really good hold on their number 1, which forced this attack by their number 2 to make up for it. So their number 2 couldn't clean up another base. So it pretty much, I think, won the war in that sense. So let's take a look at... So this guy did the same hit they did on me. So luckily, she does have her crossbows all up. Her air defenses are a little less than what mine were. But as you saw, the Electro Dragons kind of chewed through my air defense, so it's not like it even mattered. But those crossbows should probably help out a lot more. And this guy's using wall breakers. You can kind of see they serve no purpose. Just let the siege machine do the work, brah. Because those wall breakers instantly died. They got nothing done. Now, the siege machine didn't get a lot done either. So, I think this person right now is in kind of a state of panic because he really didn't get much done. He did end up getting that Eagle artillery at the last moment with those Valkyries, but really didn't clean up a whole lot that I think he was hoping to before sending in the Dragons. Alright, so he's going at this angle with all of them. So he's going to hopefully... What he wants to do is sweep over here. And you can see they use the Barb King too as a conduit. So the Barb King got hit, blown up, killed this unit, or killed this building, that building, that building. They're just ridiculous. And when they die, they do a giant lightning explosion too. So you see this dragon almost got taken out before he finished off the town hall. So it was very close to only being a 1-star again. But in all things said, it's not comparable to the hit she did. If you take a look at the situation, Miss Fortier's our number 2. Now Dizzy 3-starred their number 2, which was also a Town Hall 11. So that put us in the lead because they failed to 3-star any of our top 4, whereas we 3-starred one of their top 4. So, and got higher percents on their top 3 than they did. They got a higher percent on me, but you know, they got a very low 59% on Alligator and a 71 on Miss Fortier, whereas we got a 93, a 100, and a 74. So that right there was basically where we took the lead, and this is where we solidified the win. Was Dizzy also defending their number 1 to only a single star, matching what she did to theirs, but also she got more percent. Now you can see these are blue walls now. So that is everything with Town Hall 12 is it's the blue patch. Everything new is blue except for the balloons. I wonder why they made the balloons red and not blue. They seem to want to make everything blue with Town Hall 12, but except the balloons. So kind of missed opportunity there, I think. So as you can see, the design of her base makes their units go all the way around. So the crossbows are attacking freely. Eagle artillery is attacking freely. Inferno towers are attacking freely. Just no mercy. And then the CC unit has free reign too, because the guy has nothing to really kill the CC units, which are 2 dragons. Max level dragons. So nothing to kill the CC troops off, except for a poison that he hoped would do something, which didn't. And that was the end of the war officially in our favor. So overall, a good job for our first war coming in the new patch. We did jump right into a new one. So hopefully you guys will get a video from that one if we do have if it's worth doing a video on. But I do appreciate you hanging out with me today. Hopefully you had some fun. Saw some new kind of hits and some older hits with a new style. And those siege machines are ridiculous. So with that being said, please throw us a follow on Twitter at Lzuruha, Lzuruha. You can go to our Discord at discord.gg/LZH. You can follow us everywhere, and we hope to see you again later. Be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube, and we'll see you guys next time.